What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics. And today we got a Barry Manilow song battle brought to us by a friend, longtime supporter and patron of the channel, Scott. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons who make this thing go. Couldn't do it without them. If you'd like to check out our Patreon page, running a free trial, check out the link below or the patron link on the end screen. All right, Scott says, I believe I may be introducing a new artist to your channel, the great Barry Manilow. These are my favorite Barry Manilow songs. I could have sworn I did something of Barry years ago, but I did not. I couldn't find him. I mean, Scott's right. Scott says, Manilow went through a period where, like ABBA, people would be embarrassed to admit that they enjoyed his music. However, great songs always stand the test of time, and Manilow has gone on to enjoy renewed popularity, now surpassing Elvis's record of playing the most live shows in Las Vegas. It's quite impressive. Both of these are from the Even Now album in 1978, his fifth studio album, nominated for a Grammy. But Saturday Night Fever won that year. A little unfair. He did win a Grammy that night for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance for Copacabana. Only Grammy he's ever won, even though he's had 16 nominations. All right, let's get to it. With the first track, Somewhere in the Night. It's written by Richard Kerr and lyricist Will Jennings. It was a U.S. Top 20 hit first for Helen Reddy, and then, of course, for Barry. Barry went to 9 in the U.S., 10 in Canada, 16 in Ireland, 42 in the U.K., and 81 in Australia. So he had a smattering of success there all over the world. It's the first song composed by Kerr and Jennings as a team, which is pretty impressive. It appeared on 4 1975 album releases: Bart Ford and Rodney, Yvonne Elliman, Helen Reddy, and Kim Carnes. Because it was kind of strange, even at that point. It happened a lot in the 60s, 50s, and 60s. But even as we see in the mid 70s, a song is put out there. Now that would make 5 artists that recorded it in just a few years span. But Barry, whose breakout hit Mandy had been written by Scott English and Richard Kerr, one of the guys that wrote this, and who later reached #1 with the Kerr Jennings. These guys' composition, Looks Like We Made It. So he worked with these guys quite a bit. All right, guys, I know Barry Manilow, and here's why. My parents were not big music people. My dad was never around, but he wasn't a music guy. My mom, not really, but she did spin a little bit of vinyl when I was really young, and those were Neil Diamond, Barry Manilow, Kenny Rogers, and Elvis. So I know these songs. I haven't heard them since 1978, probably 1979. I mean, I don't really remember them. Some of Barry's stuff I can tell you out of my head, but I'm sure as soon as I hear it, I will probably know it. I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, Scott.
I found love enough to hold you. So tonight I'll stir the fire you feel inside until the flames of love enfold you. Laying beside you, lost in the feeling, so glad you opened my door. Come with me. I'll play you over and over again. Loving so warm, moving so right, closing our eyes and feeling the light. We'll just go on burning bright somewhere in the night. You'll sleep when the morning comes, and I lie and watch you sleeping, and you'll smile when you dream about the night, like it's a secret you've been keeping. Laying beside you, lost in the feeling, so glad you opened my door. You're my song, music to magic to end.
I definitely knew that song. Read the lyrics of that song. I mean, it's a little PG-13 rated there. Really good job. I mean, his voice is really good. And as Scott said, he used to be this punchline. You were a big fan of Barry Manilow. Guess what, boys and girls? There are a lot of fans of Barry Manilow. Just like everybody hates on Nickelback here. I'm not trying to defend Nickelback, but they were wildly successful for a reason. So it's always easy in retrospect to go, what did you see in that? But yeah, it's really well done. Piano work is great on there. Barry's playing the piano, the electric piano, played by the great Paul Schaefer. Of course, David Letterman's music guy for a long, long time. But before that, on Saturday Night Live, played a big role in their band. So really well done. The strings, just the production on this is fantastic. And there's two producers and Barry's one of them. So it's really, really well put together music. We're going to stay on the same album. But now, as you see, we got the title track. Barry wrote the music, co-produced the track with Ron Dante, just like on the last song. Words are written by Marty Panzer. Second single, 19 in the U.S., became his 9th song to reach number 1 on the Billboard Easy Listening chart. Canada 17, New Zealand 17. In his autobiography, Sweet Life, Barry said that this song was, quote, one of my personal favorites, which never fails to move me. It reminded me of the great times I had collaborating with Marty Panzer, with whom the singer had worked previously. The lyrics of the song describe the remorse and regret felt by the lyricist over leaving a woman with whom he had a great relationship with for a much better life with a different woman. Yeah, it never works out, does. Even though his instincts told him that it wasn't the right move to make. All right, let's do it.
Even now, when there's someone else who cares, when there's someone home who's waiting just for me, even now I think about you as I'm climbing up the stairs, and I wonder what to do so she won't see that even now, when I know it wasn't right, and I found a better life than what we had. Even now I wake up crying in the middle of the night, and I can't believe it still could hurt so bad. Even now when I have come so far, I wonder where you are. I wonder why it's still so hard without you. Even now, when I come shining through, I swear I think of you and how I wish you knew. Even now. Even now, when I never hear your name, and the world has changed so much since you've been gone. Even now I still remember, and the feeling's still the same, and this pain inside of me goes on and on. Even now, when I have come so far, I wonder where you are. I wonder why it's still so hard with
All right, even now, the lyrics are really good. Like, it is talking about what I said at the opening. Even when in his good moments, even though he's with someone else, he's wishing this other person could see him there. He wakes up in the night crying. He wonders, how can it still hurt this bad? So even though he says it's better with the new person, he still feels this draw to the older person. Like, even though it's, quote, better, he kind of is telling you without telling you, he wishes he was with the other person that he's talking about, that he's with her. But another really, really, really well-crafted song, right? The build in both of these songs, quiet, and then we build into these soaring choruses. We dial it back with great instrumentation, great arrangement. It's how you make a fantastic song, right? It's how you do it in the lab. All right, now I got to pick a winner, and I don't even know, man. I really don't even know. Like, I know both of these songs. I mean, I haven't heard them, like I said, since probably like 1979, maybe 1980. I don't know, somewhere in there. So that was a long time ago. That was 45 years ago. That's insane. So I don't know. They're like a trip down memory lane. They're both so good. But it's interesting listening to them now that I have, obviously, a much more critical musical ear, especially doing this channel. It's really a flip of the coin moment. I don't even know what differentiates the two. I really don't. They're not the same song, but I mean, like, I don't know how you say this was better in this and this one. But I've got to choose. I mean, it's just the way this goes. You don't if you're watching it, but I do. So I'll go Somewhere in the Night by like 50.1% to 49.9. I don't know. Scott always does this to me on the battles. This one's probably the toughest one, partly just because of nostalgia and like, I don't know what separates these. They're both just wonderfully done between the vocals, the arrangement, the production. I mean, they're both fantastic, but we'll go Somewhere in the Night. But let me know what you think, guys. And what else do you want me to check out from Barry? I mean, I got some classics in my head, man, but we're going to have another song of Barry's for this month's song reaction that Scott also brought us. So look out for that. Just type Barry Manilow up above. If you don't see anything else, I haven't put it up yet, but it will be up. All right. Thanks again to Scott. Until next time, guys, I will see you.